Man, if Devin Haney and Shakur Stevenson was to meet in an undisputed 135-pound title in the near future, it's going to reignite a rivalry that stretches all the way back to their teenage years, with both men often sparring against each other. But while Shakur Stevenson is quick to claim that he got the better of his rival, Devin Haney believes what happened in the past is irrelevant. Now, y'all don't get all butthurt and in your feelings about the word bullying, all right? I'm just bullshitting. These just some jokes, all right? What's going on, fight fans? Boxing family, this your boy Get a Mic. Much love, peace, and blessings to all the brothers and sisters checking into the channel. Make sure you smash that thumbs up. And if you already subscribed to the channel and you one of the old school homies from back in the day, make sure you turn on that bell icon and make sure you hit all notifications, because we about to start dropping that heat from here on out. I'm back in the building and I ain't planning on going nowhere, all right? So as everybody pretty much know, Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney has been going back and forth this past week for the most part. All right, a lot of y'all seen probably a lot of videos after Shakur Stevenson went in there and whooped up on old boy and got a little stoppage or whatever. He was talking cash in in a post-fight interview, and he said, and I quote, "I swear to God, I want that fight." That just had me laughing hard, man. But in my personal opinion, man, I think both of these young fighters are as talented as they get. You know what I mean? Both of these guys have a bright and promising future, so I want to make that clear right from the jump. I like both of these fighters, and shout out to Devin Haney and his father Bill Haney. Both of those dudes get my respect. But I just want to talk about this whole situation of the whole call out and the fact that Devin Haney did respond. Now, it did take him a little bit of time to respond. I do feel like he was trying to probably figure out the best way to word this thing. But in my personal opinion, man, when it comes down to Shakur Stevenson, this is the way I feel about this whole situation. We're gonna get into it a little bit deeper as we go on here, but we know that both of these fighters, they've been boxing since they was little kids, man. But that very, very famous sparring session that they had, that we all can see on YouTube, I think it's on like Dante's Boxing Nation channel or something like that. It does look like it was a very, very close matchup. But in my personal opinion, in that sparring session, I personally believe that while they both look sharp, they both showed phenomenal skills at such a young age. I do think Shakur Stevenson was a bit sharper, for obvious reasons. He's a little bit older, about 2 years older. And also, he was already doing his Olympic thing or about to start in the Olympics. So, I do think he was a little bit sharper than him in that fight, in that sparring session. So, I believe this is how I'm looking at it, right? Shakur Stevenson is trying to, in my personal opinion, separate himself from Devin Haney in the way that he's talking. I think he believes in his heart that he's the better fighter, and he know that a lot of people have been kind of comparing him to for a long time. And I think it's kind of one of them situations like a little brother, you know what I mean? Like, I know I can get my little brother, you know what I'm saying? I know I can whoop him, but he's getting a little bit big. He's probably a little taller than me or whatever. So everybody think they can get me, but I know I can get him. And that's kind of how I see Shakur Stevenson. I think he know his skill set. I think he's proven a lot from the amateurs to the Olympics. And ever since he's been a pro, he's been proven that his skill set is just superior to most of the people in or around his division. And, I might do a video about this later, but a lot of people make the comparison of Devin Haney to Floyd Mayweather. And, they try to say that, his skill set is and I get it. I understand what they're basically saying. There is a lot of similarities, but in my personal opinion, when it comes down to looking at a young Floyd back when he was Pretty Boy Floyd doing his thing and whooping up on these guys and getting aggressive and putting hands and feet on these dudes, his fast twitch muscles and his ability to make fighters miss and punish fighters at the same time. And not only that, but Floyd had a mean streak. But the fact that he was able to upset what these fighters wanted to do at any given time, and his athletic ability basically backed him up with that, is a lot of what I see from Shakur Stevenson. I actually think the better comparison to make, obviously nobody in my opinion is like Floyd Mayweather, but if you want to make a comparison out of one of these young fighters, man, I think you got to start looking in the direction of Shakur Stevenson, man, because the way he do his thing is so very skilled, man. He's a very skillful boxer. And I would say this, right? I think when it comes down to Devin Haney, I always felt like his size that he is at the weight class and also the fact that the way his fighting style is, I feel like he's a little bit built more to go into those rough type of fights. You know, in those phone booth fights, or when shit get chippy and niggas start, they start swinging real hard and going ham. I kind of feel like Devin Haney is more built for that. But I guess the only reason why I feel like that is because Shakur Stevenson, whenever he's fighting, he really doesn't have to really get in there and mix it up with guys. It's like his skill set is so superior that he's able to touch guys up, piece guys up, and never really have to really mix it up with these dudes. He can really be around the ring touching guys up and just outpointing them, outclassing them and just making it look easy. So in my personal opinion, I think when it comes down to the fact that both of these young fighters, we're going to probably eventually see them in the future. Okay, we got a lot of guys. We got Tank Davis. We got Ryan Garcia about to fight. We know Vasily Lomachenko is getting ready to step in there with Devin. This division is heating up, so we got a lot going on with it. But in my personal opinion, man, I think Shakur Stevenson, and rightfully so, feels like he's probably, even though he just got to this division, I think he still feel like, he's probably the most skillful and probably the best fighter at this division. You know what I'm saying? So now I know Devin Haney did respond. He was basically saying that he feels like, calling out fighters in this sport is a good thing, and a lot of people try to make it seem like it was a disrespectful thing. And I'm not really quoting him verbatim. I'm just basically going based off of what he said. He basically was saying that, I'm happy that he called me out. You know what I'm saying? He was basically saying he's supposed to call me out. He was basically saying that asking for an opportunity to fight him for the belts. And then he was basically saying, I say I'm the man in the weight class. I say I'm the man with all the belts, which is true. Then what's wrong with another competitor calling you out? So he was basically just going that route with it. Like, it's cool. But just the way that Shakur has been talking, and I know he's been in some interviews and he's been talking to some guys about how he felt like, the sparring matches and stuff like that went. But I just really think in my heart, based on the way that he's explaining himself, I feel like he think he can just whoop. He feel like he can whoop Devin. He's been heard saying that, he feel like he might shock the world and just make it seem way easier than what it actually is. And you know what I'm saying? I mean, if he feels like that, it is what it is, man. But I know a lot of people think, that's crazy. The fight was close. And they both, you know what, man? Both of their skill sets to me is off the charts. Like, I don't really see one being that much better, but on some landslide type stuff. But I really do think that Shakur Stevenson believes in his skill set, and I think the way that in which he fights, he believes that his skill set and the fact that he's been in there with Devin and he kind of knows what he got to do against him. I mean, I understand what the young man is basically saying, is all I'm saying. But you guys let me know how you feel about it. I know I put a title that talk about him bullying him, but it just kind of seems like all of the interviews that he's been in, he's kind of going into a very, very confident mindset, saying that, hey man, I feel like I can whoop this guy. I sparred him a lot. We kind of came up together a little bit. I was always a little bit older, a little bit sharper than this guy, and I feel like I can whoop him. And I don't see nothing wrong with that in my personal opinion. But I do think it's interesting, and I was laughing my behind off after that fight when he got up there in that interview. I thought that was funny, bro. He was like, man, I've been waiting on this fight for a long time. I swear to God, I want that fight. So it was funny to me, man. I thought it was pretty interesting, pretty neat. But y'all let me know what you think down in the comments. I'm going to be making more videos about this, about all of these 135 pounders. We got some more stuff coming. We're going to try to get in here and drop some videos, each and every day if we can. But y'all let me know what y'all think. Let me know who you think will win that fight between Shakur and Devin. They both got big fights coming up here, and also Tank Davis as well. Tank Davis got a big fight coming up with Ryan. So we got a nice little 135-pound division going on, man, and some up-and-coming guys as well. But I definitely want to chop it up with y'all here soon. So make sure y'all smash the like button. Much love, peace, and blessings. This your boy Get a Mic, and I'll be out of here. Peace.